Setting the stage, technology and the modern enterprise. Let me remind you that I don't go through all of the slides available from the publisher's website. Rather, I provide additional analyses of topics and further explain key concepts and models. The learning outcomes include explore how technology has led to radical change in industries and analyze the degree to which technology has permeated every management discipline. We now have technology we never dreamed of having a few years ago, from autonomous vehicles to medical robots to cloud computing. Businesses must adapt to new and evolving technology, which isn't currently known. They need to predict accurately, plan appropriately, and adapt to unexpected changes if they want to compete. As technology has changed, the models used to develop strategies have also changed. We must be flexible and adaptable to compete and succeed. What does the fast-changing landscape of technology mean to technology leaders? According to a recent survey from Kong, 62% of technology leaders are worried that they will be displaced by competitors who innovate more quickly. Clearly, innovation at the right time is vitally important. Further, 51% of technology leaders believe their organization will be out of business in less than 3 years if they don't keep pace with innovation. This is up from 37% in 2020, so technology leaders recognize the challenges. They have to keep up with innovation and innovate faster than their competitors. Of course, that is easier said than done. Advertising has changed substantially over the past 30 years. As this chart shows, spending on digital channels is now more than half of the total amount spent, according to eMarketer LinkedIn 2020. Strong growth in social media, video, e-commerce, and search over the past 10 years has come at the expense of TV, print, and radio. The thick red line here shows TV advertising, which peaked in 2014 and has seen rapid declines due to increases in digital advertising. The black-white line is for newspapers, which hit a high in 2007 and have experienced rapid decline since then. The dark blue line shows a steady and strong growth in search digital advertising spending, which is expected to total about 50% of the market within the next few years. The pandemic, with increased time online and particularly increased time on streaming services, has led to even higher forecasts for digital advertising. Companies seeking competitive advantage must advertise where their customers are. And smart companies know where their customers are today and where they will be tomorrow. The internet makes someone across the world as close as someone across the table, or borrowing from Tom Friedman, the world is flat. There are several countries whose populations should be considered as global organizations make long-term strategic decisions. The three we look at here are China, India, and Sub-Saharan Africa. According to Circle ID, as of 2018, China had an internet penetration rate of about 50%, or 772 million users. By comparison, the U.S. has a penetration rate of almost 90%, but that translates into just under 300 million users. Strategic thinking organizations must not be U.S.-centric if they want to grow into the expanding Chinese market. Similarly, organizations cannot overlook Baidu, Alibaba, and Tencent, Chinese companies that compete with the likes of Google, Amazon, eBay, and Facebook. In fact, Tencent is the fourth most profitable internet business behind Google, Amazon, and eBay, and ahead of Facebook. About 1 billion users spend time on Tencent using social media, text messaging, and voice. Baidu is the biggest search engine and the biggest market, although Google is a world leader in search. Baidu is moving to markets outside of China, which may affect Google and organizations who seek search engine optimization profiles that attract their customer base. Alibaba, which focuses on e-commerce buying and selling, just had the world's largest initial public offering at $25 billion. Managers overlook China at their peril. India has worked to provide a well-educated, available group of IT employees, adjusting college curriculum and quickly becoming a world leader in IT services. In the last decade, India moved from a market size of almost 70 billion in 2008 to 2009, almost tripling to 191 billion by 2019-2020. As companies consider make or buy decisions, the cost, availability, and education level of Indian IT workers should be considered. In fact, Tata Consultancy Group Services in India, an Indian IT services provider, is second only to IBM in sales. Of course, there are disadvantages to outsourcing as well, including language, time zone, culture, etc. Sub-Saharan Africa, called the Digital Desert by Wang 2020, currently lags behind most of the world in internet access at about 20% on average. Further, the region is growing at a lower rate than other countries due to poverty, war, famine, and other issues. Still, due to large-scale infrastructure improvements and investments, some sources estimate that another 300 million users will come online by 2025, double the current total. 300 million users is more than the U.S. currently enjoys, so there is large untapped potential. Of those who do have access, most use the internet for social interactions and most use a smartphone. Mobile phone networks are already in place, and this type of internet access is easy to use, affordable, and available. However, data costs are high, and most smartphone users are unable to access the internet in a meaningful manner. With a total of about 1.1 billion people in the area, organizations should consider how to strategically plan to reach the new sub-Saharan internet users at some point in the future. While this area faces significant challenges, including government challenges, the lack of a good infrastructure, and ongoing war-torn areas, it's hard to ignore over 1 billion people. Technology leaders also have to consider how to manage the conglomeration of items that comprise the Internet of Things. The IoT seeks to link together processors and virtually all devices with smooth linkages between devices and the ability to provide users with real-time information as needed. Sensors are cheap. Connecting them to myriad networks may lead to some challenges, and there are privacy and legal ethical issues associated with tracking everything, but potential benefits are high for organizations who manage the sensors in a responsible manner. Designing a new refrigerator, we need to include auto sensing for grocery list planning and send a push to customers. Perhaps we partner with Publix and remind users to stop by on the way home from work, providing a map and voice directions. With the IoT, everything is linked, everything, everywhere. Problems in one portion of the network may lead to problems in the other portion. As a practical example, COVID-19 began in Wuhan, China. We don't know how or why. By the time the area was shut down, the virus was already across the world. Similarly, we have to be careful with linkages and how we use customer data. International issues present additional challenges. IoT also means that a small app used to link people together in real time with a user base of about 1,000 users suddenly, almost overnight, had to scale up to millions of users who wanted in on Zoom. Scalability of that sort may be beyond most organizations' reach, but proper planning, good knowledge of current and future customers, and good strategic planning can reduce risk. Unless there's another pandemic, then all bets are off. Drones offer an emerging application of IoT. Using multiple networks with different information, drones are able to stay in their lane and get to their destination safely. Personally, I'm waiting for Amazon to get drones for delivery. I anticipate having one that comes right to my house an hour after I order. How many IoT devices are we talking about? 46 billion by the end of 2021 and 125 billion by the end of 2030. Something to consider when formulating strategy for your organization. Cloud computing has changed the way businesses store, access, and secure data. The three largest corporations for cloud computing are Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud. While cloud computing offers numerous advantages in organization, there are also issues related to data security. Cloud computing offers the ability to analyze large amounts of information to make data-driven decisions a reality even for small companies. Thus, big data has gone medium and small, allowing firms to compete in a different way. With tremendous demand for cloud computing expected to continue, organizations should consider how, where, and with what security they plan to store their valuable data. Technology may be a strategic driver for multiple areas of the organization outside of IT, including finance, accounting, operations, marketing, and human resources. 80% of financial organization executives fear that the industry will be disrupted by smaller companies who innovate, personalize the computer experience, and who do not rely on large legacy systems, according to Bean 2018. Some customer experiences have been updated already, such as ATMs, online banking, and bill pay, and mobile banking. FinTech startups have new processes and systems that are now able to play in the same field as large financial organizations accustomed to slow change. FinTech organizations seek to bring updated technology, processes, and services to the financial industry, either direct to consumers or as technology developers for financial institutions. Some large financial services organizations, such as Capital One, have been innovating in the FinTech area for some time, seeking to mine their big data, deliver a personalized experience to customers, we see that personalized experience again, and reduce fraud. AI and machine learning offer great potential in the future for FinTech initiatives. After the Enron fiasco, read about it if you aren't familiar, Sarbanes-Oxley, SOX, was passed. SOX increases the fiduciary responsibilities of executives and board members and makes it a criminal offense to knowingly misstate accounting and finance numbers. You need to be sure of your underlying technology to keep your executives out of jail. And depending on your title and responsibilities, CIOs may be criminally liable. Technology must get it right, and an independent audit must show that the numbers presented are reliable and accurate. SOX strengthened the link between accounting and technology. Other ways that technology has been strategically integrated with accounting is through careful tracking and monitoring of customers with AI used to identify potential fraud, Location-based messaging and cashless payments also combine technology with traditional accounting techniques. Finally, accountants aren't usually considered the best marketing people. However, social media has become a valuable tool to generate new sales, improve an organization's reputation, and meet or exceed customer expectations. Apps such as Venmo and Samsung Pay are just a couple of examples. In the legal field, technology can improve the protection of intellectual property, identify and reduce software piracy using AI and big data, and protect privacy with strong security processes and policies. On the global scene, with different laws and trade agreements throughout the world, technology can help navigate the myriad of laws and provide the optimal protection of products and services. Marketing was an early adopter of technology as evidenced through improved search engine marketing and optimization, increased use of customer relationship management to personalize user experiences and delight customers, and by managing the balance between gathering more data while respecting privacy and confidentiality and protecting data as customers expect. Operations was also an early adopter of technology to automate, measure, refine, and improve processes to make consistently high quality products. Operations used standalone legacy manufacturing resource planning systems that were often cumbersome, but which have evolved to enterprise planning systems with state-of-the-art technology, which may use AI and emerging technologies such as automated order pickers and drone technology. To achieve strategic value, these systems need to be integrated throughout the supply chain, linking providers with the next in line. Walmart has one of the best supply chain management systems and requires those who wish to sell products at the store to adopt the system specified. Since Walmart reaches a large portion of the U.S., most suppliers, unsurprisingly, were willing to adopt the supply chain management system. However, some analysts believe that Walmart simply shifted inventory down the line, and suppliers now hold more inventory, saving Walmart money. That's smart on Walmart's part, however. The human resources area has also leveraged technology to achieve strategic goals. Knowledge management systems help determine the information customers are interested in learning about, when customers may post disparaging remarks about the organization, and how to overcome negative reviews to improve recruitment efforts. Further, by having a database of knowledge and skills, news organizations can be directed to those with the expertise needed. Like Dr. Andy Green from KSU often appears on local TV news programs as an expert in information security. Recruiting is costly, and in-person interviews have proven to be highly unreliable measures of future employee performance and retention. AI bots help move recruiting to a mostly online process. While keywords and desired skill sets are easy to search as long as the input information is accurate and complete, AI bots may go further, evaluating terms that may not be included but which are near to other terms. Technology also allows potential employees to learn more about you through blog posts, online LinkedIn presence, and Twitter activities. These activities may get you noticed. Keep that in mind. There are numerous examples where a job offer was rescinded, a college student athlete scholarship was rescinded, or someone was terminated due to such post. In the armed services and other hierarchical systems, there may be other considerations for respect of rank, even online. Keep in mind, if you post it, they will see it. We check social media before we hire professors at KSU. If you're involved in hiring and don't check social media, then you need to start doing it now. In summary, we set out to determine how technology has led to radical changes in industries. We found that cloud computing, artificial intelligence, drones, and the emergence of large, powerful social media companies have impacted our lives. We also looked at global considerations when formulating strategies, with a reminder to remember China, India, and Sub-Saharan Africa when formulating strategies. Finally, we looked at several examples of how technology has been used to strategically improve different functional areas within an organization.